Hey, what's up guys? Today behind me here is one of our biggest deals of the year. And in today's video, I'm gonna be walking you through this deal. We're gonna be going over the numbers. We'll be talking about how we found the deal, what the execution looked like on the deal, and then get into final profit numbers as well. We actually just sold this deal today. The locks have already been changed on the house. Otherwise, I would tour you through the property. This house is in the heart of wine country. It's absolutely gorgeous land up here. The house itself sits on 4 acres of land and it's literally surrounded by vineyards. Incredible area. So the house itself is roughly 1,800 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You also have a 2-car detached oversized garage, and then spinning you around over here, we do have like a little ag building or horse barn or whatnot. The rest of the 4 acres is all that timber land that you see behind me here. So this seller came in through our website. They wanted a cash offer, and we came out and met with them and was able to strike a deal the same day. It's been run down over a few years. I'm assuming it was like fairly meticulously maintained before that. And then once it was inherited, it just went downhill fast. When we actually met with them, there was, multiple people living in the house, multiple large dogs running through the house. There was just tons of junk overfilling the garage in the house. Very stinky place. It needed quite a bit of work. Once we actually bought the place and were able to get into the bedrooms, the master bath, or the master shower, I should say, was the shower pan itself was just covered in brown. So I don't know what exactly was going on in there, or if the septic at some point had actually backed up into the shower. It sure smelled like it, but we don't really know exactly what it was. So the interior of the house, like I mentioned, is a 3-bed, 2-bath with a master suite, of course. There's vaulted ceilings in both the living room and the kitchen, which is a nice touch. The bedrooms and bathrooms are just on one end of the house. So it's a pretty basic, standard style build. One thing that I did not like about it is it didn't have a laundry room. The washer and dryer are actually just kind of in a little closet in the kitchen. All in all, it works for what it is. So like I mentioned, we couldn't even access the bedrooms, a lot of the bedrooms, or at least 2 of them, because there was like people literally sleeping in there in the middle of the day. Not sure what or why. The living areas just had a ton of junk throughout. I mean, there were personal belongings, but it was just kind of like hoarder style, where it was very hard to just kind of even just navigate through the living room and like dining room family areas. Our form fill on our website actually has a price point that you're looking to accomplish. So we're actually able to hit the exact price point that she wanted and she put in the form fill. So that was nice. But in addition to that, it wasn't just about the price for her, it was about the convenience factor. She wanted a buyer who could come in and just close quick with cash, no repairs, and they could just leave everything behind in the house. In addition to that, they wanted someone who could close and then they could actually stay in the home for another couple months while they figured out their next moves. That's basically exactly what we structured. We ended up agreeing on a price. We closed on the property in cash. They got all their proceeds. And then we actually had to keep them living here for another couple months, give them time to move out. And then once they did move out, then we had to get our trash out crews in here, clean out the property because there was a ton of stuff left behind, including vehicles, trash, you name it. That's basically how we had to structure that deal in order to get such a favorable purchase price on this property. So essentially our company does a couple things once we acquire a property. So once we actually buy the property, we can do a full-fledged flip, meaning, hey, we gut this whole place, we make it beautiful, we sell it for absolutely top of market. The next thing we could do, we could just list it as is on the market and see if we could find another fix and flip buyer like myself who is more in love with the property than I am and is willing to pay us a premium for it. Maybe they just love the area, or maybe they live next door and they want their kids to live there, whatever the case may be. And the third avenue, known in the industry as like a wholesale, it's basically when you just sell to basically a pocket list of investors, other investors in the area that you keep on your buyer's list. So the wholesale route is what we decided to do with this property. Once we got the tenants out, or the previous owners had moved out, we trashed out the property. We actually didn't have any crews ready to start on this job, and it was going to be a couple months before we could actually get any crews mobilized and start work. So we said, hey, let's put this out to our investor list in this area that we have and see if anybody wants to pick this up at a good price where we're willing to sell it. So we put it out for offers, and to our surprise, we got an absolute monster offer on this property where we're just making a boatload of dough on this property, but still there's enough meat on the back end where the investor who's buying this from us is going to be able to make a nice profit as well. Like I said, this is in the center of wine country, gorgeous land around, so there's no doubt in my mind that someone's going to make a nice penny on the back end once they sell this property. So I'm gonna get into the numbers here in just 1 second. Before we do that, if you guys are interested in joining our investor list and want to look at properties like this or opportunities for you to fix and flip yourselves and want access to off-market deals, there's a link in the description below, so go ahead and check that out. So we ended up buying this thing for $270,000. And when we put it out to the investor list for offers, we weren't really sure what to expect, but like I said, we got a monster offer at $510,000 for this property. $240,000 profit on this deal. Keep in mind, we didn't do anything to the property other than we took on a little risk on the front end of buying the property, keeping the tenants in place, giving them the time they needed, and we basically provided a solution for them in order to sell their house on their terms. Now, we're making a boatload of money on this deal, way more than we even anticipated, which is pretty amazing. So guys, not every flip's the same. As you can see, sometimes we're doing full-fledged flips where we're going wall to wall and we're tearing things down to the studs. And other times we're able to buy deals at such a nice price that we can just sell it as is for a healthy profit as well. It truly depends on where you're buying your deal. There's the age-old saying, you make your money when you buy, which is very true. For us, it truly depends on where the deal's located. Do we have a crew set up, ready to go? If not, how long until that happens? Because time is money in this business, especially if you have loans on the properties and you're making interest payments. So in this scenario, we got a Godfather offer. No way in heck we would have turned that down. So there's that. But it also was just a better solution for us because we didn't have a crew lined up to do this job right away. So long story short, we made a quick $240,000 on this deal and we're super happy with it. You guys might think, oh my God, that's an insane monster deal. You don't stumble across these types of deals unless you're in this business each and every day. Like I said, this is one of the biggest deals of the year. It's something where, hey, if you're doing hundreds of deals a year, which I do, you might run across one or two of these like this. We always welcome those with open arms. Again, if you want to be on the investor list, there's a link below. If you want to follow along and check out some of our other flips and projects, make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, we'll see ya.